that you looking at for this stuff?
So it really just depends on what you get. Like I've gotten pieces where I paid 50, 60 cents and I made $500. I got
one item.
I've got pieces where I paid $20 and I've got 1,000. I got 1,000 back.
You see?
So
we talking about super high.
So we talking about the bag. That's the bag.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Surviving Startup. And we got a special guest today. Y'all know us over here. We work. Listen, this fourth quarter. By the time we hit the new year, we're gonna have all this together. But y'all know how we do.
We in here.
So I'm looking for the bio right now.
You see?
We
should have had a camera this whole time. The whole time. We on camera the whole time. Oh, yeah, well that's real. But this Surviving Startup, and we got a special guest. Or should we announce ourselves first? I guess we do this every time.
Yeah. So I am Jamon. My business is Infinite Legacy Media. I am the video guy.
And I am the detailing guy, Terry Sylvester, with Sylvester's Luxurious Mobile Detailing.
So we are a podcast dedicated to entrepreneurs in the startup phase and entrepreneurs who want to get into the startup phase.
Yes.
So if that's you, lock into this episode.
Let's go.
Because we got somebody with a lot of personality here.
And she got a lot going on. Let's go.
Yeah, so hello everyone.
Just tell us who you are, because I don't...
Well, I have many names. My name is Tamika Brown.
Welcome to Surviving Startup.
My stage name is Noonie the Empress.
Okay, when you say stage name,
hold on.
Explain what you do on stage.
We got some people listening, some entrepreneurs, some go-getters. So what do you mean by that?
So when I say stage, actually I'm a rapper, I'm a singer, I'm a battle rapper.
Let's clarify.
So that's what I mean when I say
we ain't talking about diamonds. We ain't talking about diamond right now.
Okay.
Let me out. She said I can't go.
Yo, so your stage name is?
Noonie the Empress.
Nonita Empress. Nonita. Can we stop right there for a second?
Yeah.
Nonita Empress. I just want to know the meaning of that, because I know the Empress part, but why Nonita?
Maybe spell it out.
It's Noonie.
Noonie. Oh. Okay. Noonie Empress. I want to know, right? When you call yourself, what is it? Empress is a queen or something like that, right?
Well, an empress is a little bit above a queen.
Okay, so exactly.
So that's why I let them be the queens.
Okay.
But an empress is somebody who runs many territories.
Okay.
Not just one kingdom, but an empire.
There we go.
So
that's what I was getting at. Yeah. Say that again. Go back and tell them what empress means.
So an empress is a little bit above a queen.
See?
A queen runs a kingdom or a queendom. An empress runs an empire. So that is many queendoms or kingdoms. So that's what that is. That's what that's about.
You heard it. Bong.
So I end up with that name just because of my life. Like when I put the Empress on my name, first off, my name has always been Noonie.
Put some respect on it.
Yeah, it's always been Noonie. So that's my street name, but that's neither here or there. Why I added that Empress on there is because as I've lived this life of many adventures and many wonders, I've started to realize that I was very, very different from other people and that I wasn't going to fit in anywhere. So I needed to build my own empire. So that's what I did.
There we go. Bong, I like that.
Empire
I just wanted to clear that, because when somebody calls themselves a queen or a king, or you got to clarify that, because everybody want to be the king, everybody want to be the queen, but you clarify that, and you above all of that. You on your own. She on a new level.
Yeah.
I like it though. I love it.
Yeah. So
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Back to you.
Yeah, tell us about what your businesses
More
are,
of what
and
you got
then
going
we'll jump in to the nitty gritty.
So my business, well, I'm gonna say this, like my passion, I had to work on my business in order to fund my passion. So that's how I always do it. Like I work and I work at things that I really don't like at the time, but I get a clear understanding of what they are and what I need to do to make those things make money if I can't figure out how to make my passion make money at the time. And that way the business that I'm running funds my passion.
And what is that?
So the business that I'm running is called Addicted to Resale, and it is an online vintage store. I sell vintage apparel, which would go from anywhere from clothing to shoes to scarves, hats, necklaces, anything that you will wear. So I deal in that. I deal in vintage. I sell it online.
Cause you was telling me about this before.
Yes.
So for anybody who's newly tuning in, right? We are about the journey. We're about the experiences. But then when we get somebody who can give y'all some ABCs on the processes, we like to do that. And if you broke and you need some money,
this is the ABC right there.
Yo, I'm gonna let her tell y'all what it is. But yo, like some crazy profit margins is in this field. Like tell it, like what does those look like?
So basically,
where are you buying your? Where are you getting?
That's what I'm about to say. How do we? It's a lot that I want to before we go that far. Because it's a lot I want to unpack with that vintage thing because.
Okay. So basically, I source the material or the items from Goodwills and thrift stores. I have a few other things that I dibble and dabble in, but the thrift stores and the Goodwills are where I do spend most of the time at. I like to go to Goodwill outlets because they sell by the pound, so you will get more bang for your buck there. And at the Goodwill outlets, they call it the jungle because you got to get your hands dirty. But you're digging through these bins and you're finding these treasures that have been thrown out or that no one wanted, and the only reason they didn't want them is because they didn't know how much they were worth. So I'm usually finding clothing items for maybe 50 cents, 62 cents, 80 cents.
And then what, like $20? So $20, $50 an item?
You taking it a deeper level because you just going out there and buying stuff instead of, when you said vintage at first, like I know people who buy things, sell things.
I buy things and sell things too.
Meaning like I bought it vintage for $100 and I'm gonna try to sell it for $150. What you're doing is something totally different and like
I'm trying to set them up for the profit margin breakdown.
Like totally different. That's totally different. Because like we know we vintage. We like even when it comes to shoes, like I know cats who gonna go buy something, had them for 20 years, and then turn around and sell them. But
that's the thing too. Like,
let's get the people hooked though first. Before what kind of profit margins are we talking about? You pay 50 cents and you make $20. You pay 50 cents and you make 50. Like what is some of the price ranges that you looking at for this stuff?
So it really just depends on what you get. Like I've gotten pieces where I paid 50, 60 cents and I made $500. I got one item. I've got pieces where I paid $20 and I've got $1,000. I got $1,000 back.
You see?
So
we talking about super high.
So we talking about the bag. That's the bag. Yeah. Oh man.
And it's just like
so the percentages was off them charts. We ain't even
that's why it was
like the percentages is off the charts.
That's why it's so hard to like predict too, because like when you go into these places and you're sourcing these items, like on a daily basis, you never know. You never know what you're gonna find. So you might go in one day and you might have $1,000 day. You might go in one day, you might have a $2,000 day. You might go in one day, you might only have $100 day. So it's a lot that goes into it, and the first thing that goes into it is being able to identify it. So if you
that's where I was about to go.
If you don't know how to identify it, then you're just gonna be in these Goodwills like, okay, what am I looking for that's gonna cost 50 cents and that's gonna give me $1,000? So that's the big thing there, is to learn what you're even looking for.
I did retail arbitrage for a little while, and I still got a couple porcelain dolls that's sitting in my basement. I was not doing the research very well. I wasn't doing the research.
That's another thing I was going to ask, though. How do you authenticate what you got going on? How do you know things are authentic?
You gotta be an expert.
Okay.
You have to. It's telltale signs. You just gotta know what you're looking for, and that's why.
So how do you? Where is it? Anywhere you can go?
Can we go to Google to figure that out? Can we go?
Like, how do you know when you find a top selling vintage item?
So you gotta do your due diligence. So you can come to a person like me, who you can pay to teach you.
I'm about to say, do you charge for that?
Yeah, you can come to a person like me who will pay to teach you how to do these things. I went.
You had a Vintage Academy, right?
Yeah, this is my peer. We both attended the Spring GR program together.
I know we got the Spring GRs coming in all the time.
Yeah, so I created a course. That was another one of my businesses. I didn't finish it, so sadly, but
should be done by end of this quarter, so y'all can watch this video.
Yeah.
Get up the course.
Get up the course.
So, and then it's real easy. It's just like video training. So yeah, it's like the same experience you would get with me personally, and I will basically teach you how to identify these things, what to look for, and how to be able to tell if it's authentic or if it's something that came from a store and they just made it look like it was vintage. So one of the things that you can use to identify vintage is...
You got keys or something?
Yeah.
I need to do something. I can hear it.
I ain't paying no attention to it, but I've been hearing it too.
Why you just so serious?
Yeah.
Cause I was listening, waiting for the opportunity.
Sorry.
No, you good.
So, what was I saying? One of the ways to identify vintage is by the stitching. So I know a lot of people aren't close.
Oh, so we not talking about just like, look up this item on Google or no. You gotta know how to. You gotta know the stitching.
That's why I wanted to know exclusively, because when I didn't see cats break down Jordans and been like, and I was like, hold on, that look. I'm not a Jordan guy, you know what I mean? I'm not that person. So, and I know for a fact I bought mine from the mall. So if you tell me mine fake, somebody getting sued.
But you would look. I'm in that lane too. You would be surprised.
I'm telling you though.
You would be surprised.
But I know that it gets to the print, the stitching, the way the way the dude's sitting, or something simple like that. Like, oh, that ain't the right G. Say guess, bro.
Nah, that ain't the right font. That ain't
the right font. So yeah, it gets technical, and you teach them all of that.
Yes.
In this course, or in the course that we got coming out.
How technical do that get down to? Like, when you looking for vintage?
Hold on, before you answer that, you remember back in the day when cashiers would be like, "Let me see your tag and see if it's real." Remember that? It gets technical. Is it double stitched or not double stitched?
And the tag.
That came from this store. That came from that store. Wait, they both Polo stores. Well, they ain't the real downtown in Chicago.
And then, like, it's certain things. It's certain things on the tags that you look for. Like, for example, is it made in the USA or is it made in China? Because if it's made in China, then more than likely it's not vintage. Most vintage was made in the USA. Or like a small country that is no longer even, they don't even have the same name anymore.
Thailand.
Yeah,
stuff
that's
like that.
Got you.
So that's another.
So it gets technical, for real.
Super technical, yeah.
The appearance, like the fade on it, the material, Like some people can't touch this and touch that and tell you the difference. They like, man, this feel exactly. And you like, man, you don't feel that. You don't feel the velvety smoothness. No, I don't.
So that's how I get. That's how I get out there. How do we get out there when you out there sourcing these items, looking for these items?
Man.
I've been to a Goodwill with a bin with somebody to the bin Goodwill, and I'm like, bro, this crazy. People be out there like, hold on.
I've never seen that Goodwill.
Man, they fight you, bro.
It's some people who just pay people to go in there. They'll be in there, and they'll just pay other people to dig
do the
through
shop
stuff
for
for them and deal with the people for them, and they'll just be sitting there back like, when you find it, oh yeah, that's awesome.
That's
But
what's
they
up.
not putting their hands in it. They not with it. And then a lot of people don't like the atmosphere. Like some people are just too sensitive. You know what I'm saying?
I don't like the atmosphere.
Like, what is the atmosphere exactly? Paint a picture for me.
I don't like the atmosphere of going into. I used to didn't like going into Burlington's and like City Trends just because it felt like a rumor sale, and that's just what I just didn't like going into something that felt like a rumor sale.
That's why
I
we
did
dig
it when
into
she
this.
said that.
When I told my dad, like, you gotta go in here and you gotta do it. What? I gotta dig. I gotta
I
it ain't no racks. Like,
Yeah, I can't point at it.
Nah, I'm straight. So that's what I mean when I say the atmosphere. I say the atmosphere because like you gotta get physical. Like you gotta be elbows deep in these bins of who knows what. Like you don't know you don't know what's gonna be in there. But then also when I say atmosphere, I also mean like the people. Like you ever been in the laundromat? Like that's what it's like being in. You ever been in the laundromat in the hood? Like that's what it's like. That's what it's like. Like you got the people that's I'm saving these.
Trying to save. No, you ain't. Your friend ain't here.
They aggressive. Like they just super aggressive. Like they don't know how to say excuse me.
Like Black Friday. It's Black Friday every day.
Every day.
Hey, that seemed like a fun job. I ain't gonna lie.
Then, like,
I'm gonna go there.
It's a lot of jealousy involved too because like
I just got an idea.
Picture you being in a Goodwill with like 10 other people who do what you do, right? And you digging in there, and then out comes this beautiful Michael Jackson Thriller band tee. And they see it.
Please don't tell me they got blades.
They see it, and now they want to cut you.
See?
Look, so
for real though.
Listen, I ain't gonna say they want to cut you, but like they cutting you with their eyes, and then like they get jealous, so now they want to try to work against you. Like, oh,
what's the craziest situation you ever had? So y'all can understand when you wanna spend 50 cents and make 5 stacks. Be ready. So
one thing that I could say, like if you ever been in an outlet, like it's predominantly held down by Hispanics, and like y'all know how they coming. And like, it's like a whole family of them, and like they'll take one for the team. Like y'all already know, like when they get mad at you, they whole family get mad at you. So they don't want to get kicked out though. So they ain't gonna really do nothing to you, but they gonna call Jose or you know what I'm saying? They gonna call him up there to come see about you, like the bully of the family, right? He gonna come up there and see about you. He gonna be trying to walk you down. He gonna be trying to intimidate you.
That's tough, man. That's tough.
Like,
so you had that experience before?
That's tough.
Yep, but see, I do it with my significant other, so he got like a bully looking face too. So
yeah, that's tough.
So I be good, but. Yeah, it gets down and dirty, but the rewards...
It's not a big single female type.
The females is the bosses.
Females are carrying too.
They just be Hispanic. They be ready for whatever it takes.
So is it so would you, when it comes to saying going to the Goodwills and whatnot, do you do that demographically, or do you just try anything? Because I've tried Goodwills. I use Goodwill because I'm a welder, so I go in and find jeans and whatnot, so I can go tear up anyway. But I notice in certain areas I can find nicer
different
things,
stuff, yeah,
and I can find different things.
When I go out fire, I always stop at the Goodwill.
like I just find different things in different demographics.
Yeah, I shop at the Goodwill.
I don't know too many.
It's 2023. Everybody's. I had to.
That's what it's.
Yeah, it's 2023 now. I think it's
like everybody wants to recycle, because let's not forget that aspect.
I think that one dude made that happen.
We are trying to save the earth. That's why we recycle.
Song. I think the Goodwill song.
Well, you get money too. I mean, it help if you making 5 bands off of 500.
Off a shirt that's been on like 18 different bodies.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about that. I don't understand that part. How is that a thing? Like, so when we say vintage, right? Mm-hmm. I picture some Coogee I had back in the day. Them Coogee sweaters.
I think a Levi's.
You get what I'm saying?
Jeans.
So Bill Cosby Coogee sweater, that was vintage, right? Mm-hmm. But then you go out and I just watched a cat buy a Britney Spears t-shirt from her
concert t-shirt.
So band tees, like, those are called band tees.
How is that even worth some money anyway?
Band tees are the bread and butter. If you got old 90s band tees,
yeah, they going for ridiculous prices.
Those is going, but it depends on the artist as well. Like some rock bands, stupid, like Grateful Dead.
I know, Pink Floyd.
I know.
What's some price ranges? What we talking about?
I done had some sick.
Dude.
I done had some sick. Like, okay, let's say I had a IMX. Immature. What was they IMX? I think that was IMX.
No, it was after Immature.
It was before Immature.
Yeah,
I thought IMX was after Immature.
So no,
IMX was after Immature.
Yeah.
How old is you? Young.
I'm 33.
yeah, that was after.
We came up on that Immature.
Immature than IMX.
Every girl had an Immature
so Immature was the little immature ones, and then IMX was when they started coming out as teenagers.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had an IMX. We had an IMX band tee that went for $1,500.
And that's a IMX shirt, not Pink Floyd, not Grateful Dead, what she just said.
And then like
Metallica.
But look, it's these tees that aren't band tees, but I guess they like cut is, but they Harley Davidson shirts, but it's a special type of Harley Davidson shirt that's called dang, I done lost the 3D emblem. Look, I done lost the word.
Why though? Why are they so much?
Because it's just the hype. Okay, anything you do, you can create your market, right? You get what I say when I'm saying that?
Yeah, I get it.
So like
diamonds, they mean nothing. Somebody created it.
Because now people making them in the lab or whatever. So these shirts, like, it goes by their rarity, right? So if I get a shirt and I'm like, man, and I go look it up on the internet and don't nobody on the internet got it, that's a telltale that's a rare shirt. You could put whatever price you want to put on it. Now, to say is anybody gonna pay that price? So that's why you have to do your due diligence and know, like, okay, what is this band, or what does this mean, or where did this come from? What is the culture around?
See, that makes sense.
So can we get to people some stuff like just some basics, like what are some of the basic type of things to look for if you're looking for besides the stitching, like that in detail stuff, like how could they figure out what is some actual
90s shirt,
90s things
90s
or things
shirt
that's actually worth money?
So you got some telltale signs that's pretty easy. Like on some of the shirts that I have, like Looney Tune shirts, because them was good. Like a lot of people like Looney Tune shirts, Disney shirts. Like some people
sound like nostalgia is the thing now. Yeah, nostalgia.
Yeah, that's one of the big reasons. That's one of the biggest reasons why people are willing to pay this much for those pieces of items, because it brings nostalgia to them. It brings happiness to them. It brings something from their childhood that they can remember and hold on to.
That makes sense.
I remember this, and I was such and such age when I went to such and such concert, or you know.
Yeah, it's like if you go, if you went to the Eminem concert.
Yeah.
So when Eminem first came out,
if you got Mickey Mouse, you got to advertise towards Mickey Mouse people. If you got, I got you.
Yeah.
I just never understood it because like I like vintage. Like I had some gazelles, vintage gazelles, and those were vintage. When it comes to Coogee, that is expensive. When it comes to Louis Vuitton, it was started off expensive. So if you got something from the 90s of Louis Vuitton,
that's a whole nother.
So that I always thought like
expensive and more expensive.
And old.
Yeah.
But see, that's what's called.
That's what I thought. Vintage was expensive and old. Like
so, this is something that anybody can get into.
Chest.
And that's what I was gonna say too. Speaking of the designer, designer works a little different. Like designer actually depreciates. So while everything else is appreciating with value, I
thought these what's these vintage Birkins and all of that stuff.
It depends on what you got. So say you got a pair of Louboutins, right, and you just bought them and you just paid $5,000 for them, right. Once you put them on your feet, they go down
just like a car,
half price, $2,500 automatically just because you put them on. You know what I'm saying? It's just... Is
it different, though, when you talking about, stuff that's over 20, 30 years?
Yeah.
Stuff that get a little bit older?
Yeah, it depends on the demand.
Okay.
It depends on the demand. And then, what I was saying, a telltale sign is, some shirts will have the year that they was made or they copyright right on the bottom. And it'll say copyrighted in 1996 or copyrighted in 1998 or something like that. That's, the easiest way, but everything is just not that easy though.
Yeah. That's what's
I heard a couple celebrities talking about how they wives is into vintage purses like the Christian Dior and all of those.
It makes sense because it ain't no more.
And I'm thinking man, so that seemed like next level because it's if you already buying expensive bags, now you going vintage. Now now you saying
that's why I always thought
y'all buy y'all little bags brand new, but
I can find that vintage. I can find them vintage bags. And on I done found Gucci, Louis, I done found all type of designer, all type of stuff. So.
And then things go out and come back in.
People throw this stuff away, or if a person relatives die and they don't feel like looking through that stuff, they not trying to see what's worth this and what's worth that. They just go donate that stuff. I don't got time for that. I done found cash. I done found gold. It's not too much stuff that I haven't found thrifting. Good condition. Jordan's in good condition.
Yeah, that's what's up.
It's no limits to the
do you also do, so you would say you do clothing and whatnot, do you also tap into dolls and the Barbies and the Cabbage Patch dolls of the world?
Well, the only reason I don't is because it's just rare that you find them. But I know what to look for.
Okay.
So if I just happen to come across it, I'll be able to identify. Oh, that's that one right there.
So what I'm getting at is, would it be smart? So people nowadays do these collecting things, and then they come out with some things that's collectorable. Would it be smart to save some things now for 20 years, 30 years down the road? Or is today diluted with so much fake stuff? There's no point of having nothing from today.
I wouldn't even say fake stuff. I would just let you know I rip. Nobody's really
care about 2023.
It's a few people, but don't nobody really care about quality. So me, my son has a lot of polo. And in the last few years, I quit buying it. I just thrifted because the quality is horrible. It just
costs a lot.
What do you mean by quality?
So the way it's made.
So is that
the material that is made of?
So I went to 4 different polo stores, right? And I'm a specific. I went to one polo store in the mall. I went to one polo store at the outlet. So I went to one polo store downtown Chicago.
It's differences though. You gotta know if you in a black label. You gotta know if you in an outlet. You gotta know if you just in a regular.
So there's different labels to this stuff. Cause I was in the store in Chicago, right? And I was about to go buy a shirt. It was a scarf or something I liked. Bro, the scarf was $750.
That probably was a designer polo store that had black label and all of that.
I was like, bro, what a scarf, bro? I like the scarf, but $750 for the scarf.
It's okay. So.
And I was like, am I because I'm just in Chicago or what?
So polo got different, I don't want to say brands, but like different
Levels?
lines.
Levels is different levels to this.
They got different lines. That's what it'll be. Different lines. So Ralph Lauren, that's what we wear in the hood.
So
we wear Ralph Lauren in the hood.
I'm not talking about that U.S. Polo. That's not what I'm talking about.
No, I'm not talking about that
Okay,
either.
so Ralph Lauren is a different name than...
So Polo and U.S. Polo are two different...
Yeah, I'm not talking about that. That's what you find in Burlington.
I'm talking about Ralph Lauren.
Okay.
So the regular Ralph Lauren that we wear, the polo that we wear is Ralph Lauren and Polo Sport. Okay. That's what we wear in the hood. That's what's fly to us. The techno and all the
we find at Macy's and whatnot.
You know what I'm saying? So then what they wearing on the runway is Black Label. So that's designer. So that's a whole different level than the Michael Kors that you gonna find in Macy's and the Michael Kors that you gonna find in Saks. Like it's two different. I
never knew that.
Yeah, it's two different levels.
I thought I was wearing Polo. Like I knew I wasn't wearing the U.S. Polo. Yeah. I knew that was. I wasn't putting that one on because the whole dude looked different. You know what I mean? So I know I wasn't wearing him. But like, I went to Macy's and got this one.
But that's the thing too. U.S. Polo.
I didn't even know that though.
U.S. Polo, they got levels too. So like you.
Oh, there's levels to that too.
Man, there's levels to everything.
I did not know that.
It just depends on what you like. Just like
God.
look how they just brought Champion back and like Champion is just winning. But like for a while when Champion was at Myers and stuff, like when nobody trying to be messing with no Champions, but soon as you put it in the sneaker store. And you put the little print.
Put it on the celebrity.
People love that print.
Put it on the celebrity.
That double print. People love that. Yeah. Oh, that's fire.
Yeah.
That's fire.
That's crazy. I never knew that. I'm glad you just said that because I'm pretty sure. I hope a lot of people out there like me.
So yeah, like it's just.
I always wonder how could one shirt be 90 and then the next shirt 300 and then look exactly the same.
And that's why I was saying that too.
They
like
look the exact same.
About the Harley Davidson. Like you would get a Harley Davidson, but like, oh, I got a vintage shirt. This woo woo woo. But like that regular Harley Davidson and that 3D emblem is gonna get you like $400 or $500 extra because it's the label. It's the.
That's tough. I like it.
Wow.
I like it.
Yeah.
This is something I can get into.
Yeah.
My son into shoes.
I want to take us down to the
I know. That's what I said. I want to just get in.
Can we video record some of this thrifting? Can we give our fans some thrifting? Right? Some live. Let's give them some. We trying to
really
be different than all the other podcasts.
That's something dope. That's
give them
dope.
some live thrift experience.
Then another thing I wanted to say too is like, so I be all around the United States with this. So like I done been to like a lot of different, like what y'all was saying like about the demographics.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So like it is a difference. It's a big difference because when you shopping at the outlet, that's the bottom of the barrel stuff. That's the stuff that the regular Goodwills didn't even want. Right? Okay. We don't even want to put these on our rack. We don't want to give our customers.
But you still finding shoes.
So we gonna give it to y'all. We gonna give y'all the dirty stuff and give it to y'all for pennies on the dollar because we wouldn't dare sell our customers that stuff. So when you go into the outlet, that's the last step before they send it to the landfills. In the landfills, that's when they pile it up on the steamboats and take it over to Africa, or they about to just get rid of it altogether. So. That's why I say it's recycling.
Oh, so you're saying they taking all the junk to Africa to give to the Africa?
Yeah.
Third world.
So at that point, this is the last stop.
I won't even just say it's just only Africa, but or also like people will buy the stuff for materials. Like people who are starting their own lines and stuff, and they need to source materials, but they don't want to pay for.
That's
very
smart.
expensive.
That's so smart.
They use those rags to build their new clothes, so it's a recycling business. So that's what Goodwill's is for. That's a Goodwill mission. If a lot of people didn't know, is to keep as much as the clothes out of the landfills as they can. So
I never knew. I never used to go. Only because like I don't know, it was reasons behind it, but.
People back when I was growing up, people would talk you down, but
that wasn't my reasoning. My reasoning was you can give some. You say we donate it, and then you go put a ridiculous price tag on it, Like, I never agreed with that.
So that's even getting worse.
So I always say, hey, take it to your church.
I done went through some.
Take it to your church.
They supposed to be like upscale thrift stores. Now when you go and you be like, this probably cost less than this when it was new. Like,
yeah, that's what I mean. We give it to you for free, but then you go put a retarded price tag on it.
Appreciate with value, but that's what the vintage, what the Goodwills is doing. I don't know what they own.
Yeah.
Like, they trying to make as much as they possibly can off whatever they could possibly make. And then
it's getting it for free.
Even like they jumping in our lane. Like, they sitting up in there and they people was observing us and they like, why are these people just sitting in here all day? We gotta fix, like, they observe us. Like, all they do is observe us. So they like, why are these people in here? And why do they get so excited when they pull this junk? Let us go see what this junk is. So then when they go see what the junk is, like, oh, we got to get our own people in there to pull that stuff out before it even get to them.
Mastermind.
And they gonna profit. Like, that's the difference between a rich man and a wealthy man. Most people that's wealthy, like, they greedy. Like, they doing whatever they got to do.
And they know how to outsource it too, though. But
so that's what's Goodwill. Like, they supposed to.
I like it, man.
They own it.
So is that the only place you go to is Goodwill, or do you go to other places that?
I go to all type of different places, like, especially since I'm living in Huntsville, Alabama.
You had to say it like you was from Huntsville.
I go to garage sales, yard sales, storage lockers.
You do the bidding.
Sales. I don't bid per se, but I do go to the estate sales. You find them in the papers and in the listings and stuff, and that's when you could just go into people's house. Like, their whole house is just for sale, everything in it. And of course, I go straight to the closet, but yeah, it's like a lot of places to source from. The Goodwill is just like one you could just do on an everyday basis, and you could score on an everyday basis. But then, like, estate sales and all that, like, you be when you score at them, you score.
And they have them quite often if you actually look for them.
But look, this market has grown so bad. Like, you would pop up to that estate sale, and it'll be 50 people outside just waiting to get in there already. So, like,
so it's big.
So it's one question that I didn't ask you.
It's growing.
Before we keep going, what got you started into vintage?
My boyfriend.
Okay, that was pretty simple.
Like, elaborate, please.
Well, he was already into thrifting, and then, like I said, like, if you just an observant individual and you just like, okay, I like to do this.
You got a dude that was already into thrifting.
He was already into thrifting. Right?
I never heard that before. Like, first of all, I never heard too many dudes into thrifting.
Yeah,
but for one to say my dude when I met him, he was into thrifting, so he got me into thrifting. That's something totally different. Yeah, because a lot of people like probably scared to tell a girl that this is what they do.
Oh no!
Like
especially when you know.
Not if you making bank off of that.
Yes, if you making money. Oh, so he was always making money for thrifting. I thought you meant like when people say thrifting, a lot of people just go out and thrift
and buy stuff at the thrift store.
Yeah, and I didn't know what you meant. He always was making money.
Too is like he was thrifting. He wasn't like thrifting and vintage is two different things. Like, thrifting is just when you going and you trying to find some good stuff that got thrown away and, you know, get what you can get, or you want to revamp something. So say you want to go get some old that somebody threw away and you want to put your little swag on it, spray paint it, add some over here, add some over there. Like, that's a lot of the reason why people thrift.
Yeah.
Costumes and knickknacks and
see, that's what I pictured.
Yeah, so when I say he was thrifting, like, okay, everybody heard of Plato's Closet and
expensive damn mug.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Secondhand stores, right? They buy stuff, right? So if you can go to the Goodwill and you can go and find all these Nike joggers and thermals and stuff and take it there and sell it to them, you ain't even have to go take nothing out of your closet.
Look at that.
So you just went over here and just paid them pennies for this stuff.
Hold on, wait. That's how he started off, though?
Bro.
Yeah. Hold on, wait. Y'all getting...
That's a whole different... Slow that down.
Listen,
I ain't gonna... Listen. Yeah, we about to put him all in your man's lane because that's a whole different
this need to be on Patreon.
And he was doing this. He started doing this to get out of the streets too.
You see, let's break that down. She said he was going to the Plato's closets, or not the Plato, or the Goodwills or whatnot, and taking them to the Plato's closets in the second chance
and
stores.
really making
money,
profit off
Once Upon a Child, Encore, because the Encore they take like dress clothes and dress shoes.
Man, that's winning.
And then
So
you
that's
probably
how
getting
he
paid. You
started
paying like what, 50 cents?
That's better than
you
buying.
You maybe
better
getting paid $1 to $2.
You probably done paid $12 for your whole lot. Your whole
and they gonna
bag.
give you 30, 40.
You know what I'm saying?
Boom.
That's
it. We just gave y'all the secret how to start right there.
That's right.
Yeah, I used to do that twice a week back in the day.
That's real.
I still got the thing on my arm.
And you can find
plasma.
some stuff to vintage out.
And you gonna find some stuff that you gonna want to keep.
Bruh.
Like, man, this.
Bruh. Yeah, what?
That's winning.
Listen.
I done got so many phone posits.
That's winning. That's winning.
Man, like.
That's winning.
So if we can set this up, what I'm gonna try to do is we're gonna try to get with the Empress
McQueen.
and their boyfriend. Maybe we can go to a vintage thing and let's see if we can. I want to come with some money and see if I can take some. See how much I can make.
How much we can do it?
Closet. Yeah.
Take 50. See if I can double it or something.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's winning. I like that.
So that's how he started off. So then when I was going into like the observing, so now he doing that, he making his little ones and twos, but now he looking around at all the other people and they finding stuff that look like rags and they is super excited.
Yeah.
So we observing, we like, why they so
What's
happy?
going on here,
Like,
huh? What's going on here?
Let's slide over there and talk to them. So after talking to a few people, that's when we learned about vintage. Of course, people was stingy. They don't want you to be their competition, so they're not gonna give you everything. But they gave us enough for us to go and figure it out. And now they can't stand him in them Goodwills. They can't stand to see him coming.
That's winning. That's winning.
Even when we up here now, bro.
I get the Empress.
Are you here?
Yeah, I get the Empress. They on their own different level, whole different level.
Hey,
nobody's lane.
That's different. That's
like
different.
That. I
love
that.
it. Hey, I think everything y'all got right there. If we give y'all any more, we're going to charge y'all for that information.
Hey.
That's all y'all got to do.
Bro.
This man start going and thrifting to get up out the streets.
And now got his wife doing it and winning. Look at that.
Yep.
So you got another business, right?
I don't know if we got time.
We ain't got a lot of time. We ain't got a lot of time. But no, I want you to at least talk about it for a minute because I think it's profound what you doing with your other clothes.
Oh, with the clothing line.
Your other clothing line. Talk about that real quick.
So I have a 7-year-old, Derek Banks. He has autism. He's on the autism spectrum. And he has his own clothing line, which is called High Autism. And it's basically to bring awareness and to make it easier for people who aren't really familiar with autism to be able to recognize a child who has autism, but still in a fashionable way. Like my son, he's a fly guy, so like he like to look good. So like we try to make the line fit his personality and his style, so it's stylish and it's also advocating for the child or the adults.
So do y'all advocate heavy for autism?
And what do you mean by advocate? Does it say something on the shirt? Does it say something on the pants? Does it say something somewhere?
The shirt itself. Well, okay, his logo is a bunny with puzzle eyes. So the puzzle eyes represents the well, first of all, like the puzzle logo itself is the logo of autism.
Okay.
So I think it just brings awareness to the fact that trying to figure this thing out is a puzzle. Like you have to put so many, when you're trying to communicate with a child with autism, you have to be an awesome problem solver because most of them aren't verbal. So you got to be able to take on cues, hand signals. Some of them speak sign language. You know what I'm saying? Some of them are just gonna grab your hand and just take you to what they want. Some of them are beginner speakers, so they're trying to learn how to speak. It's certain things that you have to do to encourage them to keep trying to be verbal.
Yeah.
So the shirt itself, it just lets you know like this child isn't verbal. You
that
know
makes
what I'm
sense.
saying? Like today I was in an office And my son, he does this thing called stemming. Like some of them have phrases on them, like it'll have stemming on the back, and it'll give you the definition of what that is. So if you out in public and you see a kid squirming around and moving their hands funny or something, you can look right on their shirt and see exactly what they're doing.
That's so smart.
That's called stemming. Like they're sensory seeking, and it's not weird. You don't gotta look at them crazy. You know, this child is a little different.
But not only that would give people like. So you like us, we want to know
more understanding.
When we see that, we will understand that. Or a bus driver not knowing.
I don't think it's a lot of understanding.
You know what I mean? Think the kid is acting out when realistically he might not be, because you can see now.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I like that. I think
everybody got a lot of people. I ain't gonna say everybody, but. A lot of people most people have somebody autistic in a family at the very least, you know. I have a cousin, she's, I think probably like mid-20s, autistic. And I would say it's a thing, but it's not a lot of understanding.
Yeah. We was talking about that earlier.
Like it's not a understanding.
There's a lot of stigmas around it, especially like when they see a child and they be like, oh, that kid got autism, but that kid can do this and that kid can do that. The spectrum is broad, so you can fall anywhere in like 100 different spots on this spectrum. So no kid with autism is alike, even though they have characteristics that might be similar. Like none of them like they can group certain things that they do. Like all kids don't smack themselves, all kids don't like bang their heads, you know what I'm saying? But it's a name for those things.
Yeah. So
they just categorize it and try to make a person be able to understand, because it's really nothing. I don't think the scientists can't even figure out what's really even causing it. So
I love that whole idea, because it gives awareness. And not only awareness, like I say, it gives you the knowledge now. Now we know.
You would be surprised too, like how people look at like this lady today. Like if you would have seen how she was looking at my son, and I'm like, come on over here, baby, because like you making her shaking her sweat.
Yeah, but that's not. I mean, it's an autistic thing, but it's just a human thing. Humanly, people don't accept things that they don't understand, and if we
just don't like,
or that as well. But if you don't know, or if you're not, that's why I tell people they should have a scanner on the back of you. They try to put things in. Let me scan a motherfucker's person and see who you really is. Like, but otherwise you don't know. Like, we don't know. And especially when you're dealing with kids, like for instance, teachers who deal with kids on a all-day basis, sometimes you don't know. You think this kid might be acting out, or you think he might just not be paying attention. But
that's the thing with the teachers, like they give y'all schooling so that y'all can at least recognize that something is different.
Something's different.
Try
I say, because that changes every day. They get a new book every day. But I love that idea. But how can we find that? Because like I know a lot of people, like you say, I do know a lot of people with autism or autistic kids or whatnot. But
before we go into where to find it, because we're going to give y'all where to find everything, and then where to find that course in the next couple months too. So
even just in general, like a lot of people don't know. We don't know. We don't know.
And then
you know what I mean?
Do you far as what you do in that, I don't know. I missed it. I missed it. Like, is it a lot of, like, on your social stuff, do you put a lot of information out there about autism? And
so I have social sites specifically for both of the businesses. I can be found on Instagram at High Autism if you're interested in the clothing or the apparel. And then Addicted
High Autism?
Yes, HI_autism. And then Addicted to Resell 101 on Instagram as well if you're interested in learning how to source vintage items or just interested in anything about it in general. And that's pretty much my contact information for both of them.
You said you're an artist too, though, right?
Yes, I am.
Ooh, should we have respect? This would be the first time I had a nigga spit some bars. That's what's up, though.
Oh, it's a question that I had too. Actually, before I wanted to go into where to find you, because I wanted to end with that so the people could end with knowing where to find you. But what is the hardest thing that you think you've had to face in business, and how did you get over that?
Well, being a person like me, everything is hard. Like, just waking up some days is hard. So,
being a person like you, can you elaborate? What does that mean?
That was about to be my next.
I'm just a person that's just all over the place. Like, I have to do a lot of self-love and awareness and self-everything.
Okay.
And then also, like...
We talking about mental health right now? What
I mean, it could be, but it's... I don't even really even think it's even mostly mental health. It's just me as a person. Like... I've been through a lot, so I don't have trust issues, but I have a radar that allows me to protect myself from other people. So I do a lot of things alone, and so I have to keep myself very, very focused, because I am the center and I am the outlining of everything. Like, everything is everything. So
what do you mean by that?
I'm hands on with everything. Mm-hmm. Like, I in my businesses, I play every single role. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't have no outside help. I'm my accountant. I'm my sourcer. I'm my online navigator. I do all my own advertising, like everything. So it's basically, my hardest thing is just staying focused and just advertising. Like, cause I know we all get drained on social media. We all get tired of just saying the same thing over and over, posting the same thing over and over, don't get no likes. But you got to be consistent, and I think that's like the hardest thing, is just pushing myself to do the stuff that I already know that I have to do. I'm just tired of doing.
Okay, so we ain't got a lot of time left, but I want to get a little bit into that real quick, right? So you said that staying motivated and doing the things you need to do. What is some things that you're doing when you're staying motivated, and what are some things that's going wrong when you notice that you're getting off your motivation?
Well, I had to change a lot of things about me, because like I said, I'm not like everybody else. So I had to change my diet. I had to change the stuff that I read. I had to change the content that I take in. I had to change the people who I deal with. I had to change everything.
And now we're talking about getting focused. That's what you had to do to be able to get focused.
I had to change my environment.
I'm going to say everybody need to do that. Period. Definitely. I love that, with everything you just said.
But then when the times is not going all according, you feel like you going into those bad habits. What do you think are some things that you're doing that's causing you to go into those bad habits? Because that's what I realized. It's always something that we're doing or not doing when we're on our game or when we're off our game.
Mm-hmm. So the fact that I just wear so many hats, and the fact that I have children, small children, and that one of them is autistic, that alone is enough to get me off my square. Mm-hmm. Like, because like this year for my son, like this has been his worst year by far. Mm-hmm. Like I get called from his teacher every single day. So like just trying to figure out what's going on with him, because like I said, it's a puzzle. You're constantly trying to figure out, okay, what changed this day? What's making him do this day? What's making him do that day? Because he can't verbally tell you. Yeah. So that alone be enough to just knock me off my square, where I just be like, okay, I just need a break. And then after I take that break, I gotta be like, okay, now you gotta get back to doing what you're doing. Because if I don't do it, ain't nobody else gonna do it for me.
Critical.
Yeah, I love it.
You said something critical though. When you feel like it's that time that you need to take a break, then you take that break. And a lot of times, especially as entrepreneurs, it's like, we gotta get to the bag. We gotta keep everything moving. We ain't got no time. Yeah, I sleep when I'm dead, and we ain't got no time. You know what I mean? Yeah. Listen, I'm about to get off third shift, bro. Just because what it's doing to me. You know what I'm saying? Let's not go down. Let's not go down that road right now.
Also, you said you acknowledged everything you did, so you acknowledged it. That's the number one.
Like, I'm a very accountable person. Like, I be taking the blame for stuff that I'm like, I know I ain't do that. Yeah. I don't want to.
That's what's up, man. So we just figured out that life happens. Everyday life.
Everyday
life, and it ain't gonna stop. It ain't gonna stop.
It's not gonna stop.
No.
So y'all see where to find her.
Yeah.
Let's tell the people one more time.
Yeah, because those autistic shirts, I'm sure a lot of people want
and then
home board with that.
Give them a code. So if we can give people a code, then what? How many shirts you want to pay for it, bro?
Off rip, because I was just thought that when you said give them a code, and I was like, would you be trying to buy some shirts? But off rip, I don't know what, first 10 people? How many extra shirts? It don't even matter. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out when it comes.
First 10 people to use this code.
First 10 people.
Surviving Startup.
Surviving Startup.
There we go.
We paying for the shirt.
Surviving Startup.
Surviving Startup.
Code Surviving Startup. So that's the autism shirts.
Autism shirts.
Don't go to every page on there.
I ain't no vintage.
I'm not paying for the music. But yeah, you gonna have to send us some music too, so we gonna relay some music and throw some of your music on the Joint podcast.
Most definitely. And if y'all want to find that music, I'm on all platforms. So Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Deezer, Tidal, YouTube, anything that you could think of. Just Noonie the Empress. My whole catalog will pop up. And then on YouTube, some of my battles might pop up. Some of my fights might pop up. So everybody
has a past. Everybody has a past.
Let's leave it there.
So
let's leave it there, though. Let's leave it there. Leave it in the past. If you look at the date and it says 2015, leave it in 2015, please.
So
yeah, I see it right now.
Yeah, leave it there. Leave it where the date was.
She's doing dope stuff, advocating for autism.
She outside.
We outside.
Yeah.
She's teaching people how to spend 50 cents and make $500. Come on, let's go. Get with it.
Go.
Start today.
And not tomorrow.
And we out.
Bong.